Hello, bookish nerds. I am the queen of procrastination. I have been on vacation at home for a month and I've accomplished nothing. But I knew I had to get something out on this channel. So here I am and I'm gonna show you what's on my TBR list. Cause that's a thing you do on book channels. TBR means to be read, which means haven't read yet. Which means I'm procrastinating. Right, I'm not gonna talk for too long, so we're just gonna get started with the video right now. Here we go. Let's go with the first book. This one. This was actually a blind date with a book. I bought this a long time ago. Zone 1 by Colson Whitehead. So, it's a zombie book, and I bought it because the package went... a blind date with a book is basically when you go and you buy a book really cheap, but it's wrapped in paper so you can't see what it is. And they have like little descriptions on the front so that you can kind of maybe guess what it is, but not really. I picked up this book because the description sounded a lot like Warm Bodies. And that's a book I'd like to read someday. I saw the movie. Great movie. So basically, zombie apocalypse. World is sorted into two groups, the infected and the uninfected. We're following this kid, Mark. He's part of this group who's tasked with clearing out the remaining zombies. That sounds like fun. I definitely plan on reading this when I have free time. Next book. Okay, ooh. See, I picked this one up because I was attracted by all of the colors. So this is called The Secret of Laurel Oaks by Lewis Ruby. So this book is basically about a girl named Delilah. She's 13. She moves into a house and the house is haunted. It's haunted by a ghost named Daphne who has been haunting the house for, 2 centuries. Apparently she was executed because she was accused of murder. So now her new friend Lila's gonna come help her solve the case so she can set her spirit free or something like that. Sounds like fun. What's next book? Oh yeah, I've also picked this up at a thrift store. Life of Pi by Jan Martel. You know, it's a classic and I've always wanted to read it. I have the motion picture edition. And you know, I found this at a thrift store and it was a really nice copy and I was like, you know what? I have to read this on the... It's a bucket list book, okay? I'm gonna read it at some point in my life. And I can't wait. There's a sticky note in it because I started it, but I didn't finish it. Okay, this one my sister gave me. She thought maybe I might read it. She had to read it for school. Matched by Ali Condi. So this one is, you know, one of those classic like sci-fi kind of dystopian society kind of things. And you know, those are exciting. I love those things. So this is about a society where when you turn like 18 or something, you get matched with your soulmate or something. Like you go and you take a test and they're like, oh, it's this person. It's like, cool. Cassia. One of those is right. So she gets matched with her best friend, but when she goes to match, another face flashed on the screen for like half a second, and she's like, oh no. So she has to choose between Xander and Kai. Usually I'm not too keen on the romances, but this sounds really interesting. So I'm gonna give it a try. Let me know in the comments if you've read it and you think it's good. I know this was popular at one point, like a lot of people were talking about it. It might be good. I might enjoy it. Tell me if you think I'd enjoy it. What's next? Pandora's Clock by John Nance. I think it's a thriller. So it follows a pilot. He's going to New York. One of his passengers is sick and he has to return to Germany. But then he finds out that passenger has a very deadly disease and literally no one will let him land. That's not good. Everyone on board is now infected and somebody from the CIA wants to shoot the plane out of the sky. That's great. This looks like a book that will make me hate plane rides. I can't wait to read it. Oh, this one. I read this already. It's on my TBR list because it was really, really good. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. And I want to finish the series, but I have not read the first one in a very long time. So I literally forget everything that happened. But I know it was really good and I want to finish the series, so I'm gonna reread this so I can keep going. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It's about a woman. She can turn into a bird. It's pretty cool. And she takes care of all of these really weird kids who would not be accepted in society. It's a lot of fun. It's very quirky. It's very kind of Harry Potter-esque. It was really cool and I really liked it. The characters were great. The plot was great. I loved it. I love weird things. This book was very me. I enjoyed it and I'm gonna read it again. Okay, next. Another book I got at the thrift store. The Book of Lies by Brad Meltzer. So, it starts off in 1932. Mitchell Siegel was killed by 2 gunshots in the chest, and his son, while mourning his dad, created Superman, a man who could not be killed by bullets. Now, today, this guy named Cal, his dad's been missing. He was shot with a gun that somehow traces back to Mitchell Siegel's murder in 1932. Oh, but then surprise, Cal and his dad are reunited, but they're attacked by a killer who has a tattoo with the ancient markings of Cain. That's a reference to Cain and Abel from the Bible. This has given me like a National Treasure vibe. They're looking for the world's first weapon. Yeah, okay. It looks complicated, but cool. And I'm excited to dig further into that. Alright, what's next? I'm gonna do these two together because they're written by the same guy. Busy Monsters and Hold the Dark by William Giraldi. I met this guy in high school. I went on a writer's retreat, and this guy, he read us some of his writing, and then he was selling his books, and I bought his books, and I had them signed by him, actually. I haven't read them yet. I think it was like 4 years ago, but no, they looked good. So let's read the synopsis and talk about them. So this one doesn't have a synopsis. What's this one? Okay, so it looks like this one takes place in Alaska. A bunch of children are dying and missing, and wolf expert Russell Core is called in to investigate this and discovers a dark and unholy truth. That sounds like a mystery I would read. I haven't read a lot of mysteries. This looks like a mystery I would read. I might actually get into that one. Speaking of mysteries, I just got this one a few days ago. I bought it in the library. It was 50 cents. It's a mystery. I don't read a lot of mysteries, unless you count Nancy Drew. I read a lot of Nancy Drew in middle school. I was just drawn in by the cover. I love the forest. It has a really, like, you know, it has that nice, satisfying, smooth texture. I didn't even read what it was about when I bought it. I just liked the cover a lot. It is called In the Clearing by Robert Tugoni. It is about a detective, Tracy Crosswhite. She is asked to help solve a case that involves the suspicious suicide of a Native American high school girl from 40 years ago. And Tracy has to figure out what happened before she becomes the next victim. So there's murder going on. So that looks good. Now I have a book with a very nice cover. But I'm excited to read it. I'm excited to actually read a mystery because I've never done that before. And I'm gonna get into it so I can say I read mystery that's not Nancy Drew. I also bought this one at a thrift store a long time ago. It's missing a book jacket. It is the series Magic by... Sage? I don't have time to Google this. It's the Magic series. You all know that series. I think this was a popular series at one point. It's a kid series, I think. I literally cannot say anything about this. There's no book jacket. I think I did start this at one point, though. It's about a wizard family, I think. Ooh, there's a map inside. I love books with maps inside of them. I'm happy now. I guess I have to keep reading it, so we'll find out what that's all about. This one was another blind date with a book. It is called Songs Willow Frost by Jamie Ford. So it's about this kid named William. He's a Chinese American boy. He's lived in this really awful orphanage for like a really long time. They took him to a theater and he saw an actress on the screen who goes by the name Willow Frost. And William is convinced that Willow Frost is his mother. So now he is determined to find Willow and prove that his mother is still alive. He escapes the orphanage with his friend Charlotte, and now they're just running crazy in Seattle, not knowing what they're doing. So yeah, it looks really good. It looks like an intriguing story. I started this. I got a few pages into it, but I didn't finish it. I will finish it though, because it looks like a really good book. What's up next? Oh, I got this one at the thrift store too, and it looks pretty good. It is called Peter and the Star Catchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. I love Peter Pan. I love all those old stories. I love Peter Pan. I love Alice in Wonderland. I love, all that stuff. And the fun part about this one, I bought it at a thrift store. The pages are old, and they feel so nice. I love old books. So it's kind of a retelling of Peter Pan almost. hold on. There's a synopsis in it that was written by a 6th grader. Hold on, I have to redo this. This thing taped inside of it. A summary written by Carrick, who is in grade 6. So I'm gonna redo that right now, because this looks adorable. Have you ever wondered where sea serpents come from? Have you ever wondered about the balance of the forces of good and evil in the world? Have you ever wondered how Peter Pan became able to fly and stay a boy forever? And this book, Peter and the Starcatchers, is for you. As the story begins, young Peter and a group of other orphan boys are sent on a not-too-ship-shaped vessel called the Neverland to the Empire of Rundoon, where the boys will become slaves to an evil ruler. On board the ship is a well-protected trunk filled with a special power. Also on board is a young girl called Molly who has a connection to this trunk. Unfortunately, pirates are after the trunk and its contents. This is the beginning of a long and gripping struggle for the magic in the trunk. I think Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson have created a perfect mix of humor and adventure and fantasy in Peter and the Starcatchers. Good job, Carrick. See, I love thrift books. That would not have been found anywhere else. I have the Carrick edition. Peter and the Starcatchers. I'm so excited to read that tonight. I also bought these 3 at a thrift store. Don't judge me on this one, okay? Yeah. So, you know, in Hannaford, there's this box in the back of used books for like literally $1. And I saw these and I was like, well, $3 for the Twilight collection. Why not? I mean, like, I know it's bad, but I wanted to read the controversy for myself so I can actually have an opinion that matters. Because I can't say that it's bad if I haven't read it. I can't. I have to read it at some point just to know what all of the fuss was about. And they're over there now. Alright, here we go. This is another classic that's just like bucket list reading. You know, like you gotta read it at some point because it's a classic. The Silence of the Lambs. I don't even have to, you know what that's about. It was on the free books table at school. So yeah, that's that one. Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I am personally a fan of Scott Westerfeld's work. I started reading this. I couldn't really get too much into it. So it's basically, you know, there's a society where they keep all the ugly people. And then when you turn a certain age, you get to, like, go be pretty. Or something like that, I don't know. I guess I need to keep reading it to see how that works. I will be reading that very soon. Okay. That's a lie. I have so much to read. Island of Lost Girls. See, I think I was hooked by Lost Girls because it reminded me of Peter Pan. Oh, and it's by Jennifer McMahon. This girl named Rhonda, she's at a gas station. She witnesses someone dressed in a rabbit costume kidnapping a little girl. So now Rhonda has to investigate. The more she comes closer to identifying the weird rabbit man, the closer she gets to the truth about another missing child, her best friend, who vanished years ago. And I can't wait to get into that. I'm ready for it. Jennifer McMahon, I'm ready to see what you have written. It looks really good. This I was very attracted by, I guess the style of this cover was so cute. I didn't even read the back of it when I bought it. I was like, this cover looks promising. So it is called King of Shadows by Susan Cooper. So it is about a kid named Nat. He has a talent for acting. He's had a pretty bad life, and acting is his escape. He's been picked up by an international director to perform A Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare. So he arrives in England, he goes to bed and awakens, transported back in time 400 years ago to another London and another production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, and his co-star is William Shakespeare himself. That just sounds so quirky and cute. It's history meets fantasy. This sounds like so much fun. It kind of reminds me of the play I Hate Hamlet, which was a very good play. This looks like a good read, something to read before bed. This looks nice and chill and awesome. These two were actually a Christmas present. The covers are very colorful. Thomas Holland and the Prophecy of Elf Haven by K.M. Doherty. I hope I said that name right, I'm sorry. It has one of those silky covers, and I am very happy about that. Tom Holland, this one in the middle right here. Tom's mother is a scientist. Her and her team accidentally open a portal to another universe full of magic and stuff. And so he goes in there and his robot Chloe is drafted into service to explore that strange new universe. There's robots, there's magic. It's awesome. It looks great. Oh, and there's a dog. Okay, there's a dog. I'm sold. And then I also have the sequel, Thomas Holland in the Realm of Ogres. All right, one more book. Oh, just kidding. 2 more books. I dropped one. Iron-Hearted Violet by Kelly Barnhill. So it is about a princess named Violet. She is plain, reckless, and quite possibly too clever for her own good. That's such a cute way to start. Okay, so her and her friend, they find a forbidden book. It's an evil book. They also find a dragon, and they have to choose carefully or else they'll like lead the creature to its demise or the destruction of the world. Yeah, and there's evil and there's dragons and there's adventure. It looks good. And that's a pretty badass cover. Like, look at this. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I was very drawn by the cover. One more book. This is called Undertown by Melvin Jules Boukiet? I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. I was really entranced by this cover as well. It's got like a cool city going on, and then like underground, under the city, you see 2 children are in a boat by themselves, and there's a really big rat, and that looks kind of scary. So it follows Timothy Murphy. Him and his dad live together, and they have a sailboat, and he's pretty happy with his life, you know, things are going great. And then his dad has a new girlfriend, and his girlfriend has a daughter named Jessamine. So he's not happy about that, you know, girls intruding his life with him and his dad. I can get that. I get that. Timothy and Jessamine are riding in the back of the boat, and then it becomes unhitched from the truck, and it goes into a giant hole in a construction site. So they're underground, and the 2 of them have to like navigate the waterfalls and the rapids, and they meet all these crazy characters. There's like a whole world underground that they discover, and I love that. I love like weird secret fantasy worlds underground. It's just a lot of fun. So they have to escape this weird underground world and try to make it back to their parents. It looks like a lot of fun. This looks like a nice, cute little adventure. All right, so there we go. That's my TBR list. That is my result of impulse purchasing and also procrastination. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Have you read any of these books before? If you have, please tell me in the comments what you thought of them. If they were good, do you think they're worth reading? Should I give them a chance? So go subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know when I upload next. Also, go subscribe to my personal channel. I upload random fun stuff whenever I can. Also, I would like to start a series about writing, like creative writing, like writing tips, being creative, things like that. So if there's anything that has to do with writing that you think I should talk about, let me know in the comments below. So that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.